Bro, hold up, wait a freaking minute. Okay, this time we're not doing it in the studio. We going outside for this one. All right, come on, bop 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 bop. I'm hype for this one. All right, get out there, through that door, through this door, and into the great outdoors. And check out the view today. Holy crap, just waking up and seeing that, like, damn. All right, got my tripod. I need my chair. All right, got, okay, and then hit him with the old 1-2, buckle my shoe. I don't know where my sunglasses are, but it's fine. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for an epic discussion video, man. So, got some news coming out today, big time hype. Yeah, that being about July's release. We don't have too many of like these kind of videos left because, you know, BU being the last Beyblade burst season, and of course not having the anime with it, which still makes me sad because just the roster that we're getting already with BU is really awesome, man. And imagine if they would have had like the show with it, all these characters returning and such, it would have been perfect. But it is what it is. At least we're getting releases for the rest of this year. So yeah, man. News dropped on the release for July. So, of course, with June, like later this month, we're getting the new dragon, Gatling Dragon. But the rumored thing was like an Excalibur Evo, and it's been confirmed, man. Excalibur confirmed. We're seeing Excalibur's return with this, which makes me so happy, man. We haven't seen Excalibur since Cho-Z. You know, when Jan had it. But then also Xhaka came in, or, you know, Xander, whichever you prefer to you know, call him, you know, just switches between the companies. But he used it, and in my opinion, he showed off the true potential of it because just the crazy fiery flare that was coming off his body and such, man. Yeah. He showed Jan how it was done, but I feel like Jan learned a lot from that. But that was the last time we saw it, was with Buster Excalibur. And now we're getting an Excalibur with DB, man, or BU, you know, in the DB format. So, Xhaka and Jan getting their roses with this, man. Big time hype for sure. So the name of it, it's Xiphoid Excalibur. So Xiphoid basically being like, you know, translates to a sword, like, you know, a big time sword with a sharp edge. But yeah, overall, Xiphoid looks really awesome. It truly has like the implementations of all the previous Excaliburs, because we've seen like, you know, the original Excalibur, Xeno Excalibur, Siege Excalibur, or Surge Excalibur, whichever one you want to call it, you know, and then Buster. Those are the previous Excaliburs that we got. And you can see all the parts for it, because in the middle part, the X with it, you could definitely see the original Excalibur and Xeno with that X in the middle, just the overall design for it, and the sword going like straight down, you know. You can see the metal with it, with the sword, even how the tip is formed. You know, on the sides, it's kind of sharp. It's a bit more rounded at the top, but then it's sharper at the bottom. So you can definitely see the parts of like Siege with the bottom part of it. You can see the parts of Xeno with the top of it being a bit more round, but also you see Buster with it, because Buster was a little bit more rounded on the top with it, but then having the sword at the bottom sticking out. So you can see all the parts of the previous Excaliburs with it. And that was my hopes for like this season. They truly give their roses to some past bays with an ultimate evolution, an ultimate form for them. And they're doing so with Excalibur. Overall, it's looking really cool. So, let's see. The name of the disc, I think, is like XN or something. Yeah, I don't know if they'd name it like the wildest part would be if they named it like Xeno, you know, just paying reference to Xeno Excalibur, like if it's Xeno, XENO. I don't know if they'll reuse a name like that, but it's at least abbreviated to XN, you know. Which, yeah, just thinking of that, like, I don't know, imagine just name it like Xander. That would be hilarious. Probably not, but you know, I can't really think of anything else that would have like X and N for the name. But yeah, if they named it Xeno, that would be pretty wild. Like the disc. So it comes with a new disc. It comes with a new armor as well for the actual Bay, which is 1, which makes full sense because, you know, 1 Prime. Well, we saw 1 on you know, like Siege Excalibur. Then we saw 1 Prime on Buster, so it makes full sense with this having the 1 armor. I'm guessing it's going to be an armor that's more off balance. It's probably going to have more weight on one side for it. It would make sense if it is that way, so it's a little bit off balance. So you use the 1 armor, and it's more effective for like attack types, because we really haven't seen that with any of the armors, you know, being way off balance. They usually have like perfect balance with them, or really good balance with them. So having a full gimmick, like for 1, if it's like focused on one side more than the other, that would honestly be really, really sick. You know, it'll make it where like it's crazy for some attack combos. It would up the base attack, so then things like ultimate, like savior, would become that much more crazy. And also just even with Xiphoid, I see it having some major attack with it. But yeah, overall the design for it, it looks really, really good. I dig how they did this for sure. And it's not one piece like how Buster was. They made it where it's like it's got a core and it's got the outside part. So Xiphoid, the outside part, still having the metal like notch on it, you know, for the sword. And then the actual Xcalibur chip having a sword in it as well. I think it is metal. But yeah, dude, overall it's looking really, really sick. And like I said, it has XN for the disc. I don't know if it'll be Xeno or what other name it'll be. I mean, like Xeno, like Excalibur, like XENO, maybe just to pay like homage or reference. It would make sense if it did. But yeah, the driver is Sword Dash, man, and I'm not even upset. Y'all know it's been one of the ones on my list that I'd love to see them make. Iron Dash, Sword Dash, Impact Dash, any of those 3. Performance-wise, Impact not being the craziest. Like if they would have thought of a way to, you know, like fix it and make it stronger. You just think like under DB format, older drivers, like a few older drivers honestly perform a lot better under the DB format, because the bays are a lot heavier and a lot more balanced than the older bays, you know. So there's some older parts that work pretty well with the DB format. It's really interesting for sure. But yeah, I definitely see Sword Dash being really nice. In general, I mean, I'm not upset about it, because Sword, like I said, it's one of the ones I really wanted to see. Having all the metal with it, now having a dash with it, so we can take that, you know, it has that crazy burst resistance. I mean, Sword in general, still being an attack driver, but more like a metal staller, you know. Yeah, definitely not even upset seeing that. Like Iron Dash or Sword Dash were the 2 that I really, really wanted to see big time, and we got Sword Dash with this. Yeah, I'm hyped. But I can imagine the XN disc. I wonder if it's going to have like the same gimmick that Excalibur usually has, you know. For the last few, we've seen it where like the disc and the layer line up, and like after it loses like a couple clicks or something, and then it throws it more off balance. It's more of a focused attack because it's all focused on one point, that being the sword, and it gets a major hit in with that. Definitely hope that it has that gimmick, because we haven't seen that many discs that are like that either. I don't think we've seen any discs that are like that. So if XN, you know, I don't know if it's going to be called Xeno, but I'm just going to call it XN. But if that disc has the gimmick where like it has more weight on one side and it's more off balance, that'll be awesome for attack combos for sure. Because that's the overall gimmick for Excalibur, you know, that we've seen in the past. So maybe it'll be that case with this. It loses a couple clicks, the sword lines up. Maybe like the disc has like a sword on it. You know, and then it lines up, and then just all that focused attack, you know, like how Buster was, where the disc lined up, the layer lined up, the sword driver lined up, and there was all one big time focused attack. Yeah, but overall, I'm really, really hyped for it. I'm just glad we're getting another Excalibur. It's one of the ones I really wanted to see them give props to, or give their roses to, with BU, and we're getting it with this, man. I think it comes out middle of July. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited about this bay. And one more thing that's important to talk about with it too, just how it looks. I don't know if it's a confirmed thing or anything, but at least how it looks, I feel like there's more gimmick to like the core, like the whole sword design, because it's a core, but then also you got the metal part on the sword outside. At least the metal part for the sword, anybody who's seen it, it looks like it can retract out. Like, you know, it comes out a little bit, because it looks like it goes under part of like the core itself. Like there's the plastic for the core, but then you see like the sword go underneath. So I wonder if it's going to be a thing like it has a burst stopper built in. So maybe it has kind of like the dynamite or dangerous gimmick with it. So when you launch, or like the dangerous divine gimmick, you know, that's what I meant. But where you launch it and then the stopper comes out or something, maybe it's the sword. So like you launch hard enough, the sword protrudes out, because the overall shape of it, it fits in really well. So it's like it kind of locks in with the bottom part of the sword, you know. So maybe if you hard launch it, that part sticks out. It goes together with Xiphoid, the metal part for the Xiphoid, and it makes the entire sword. Maybe that acts like a burst stopper because just the way it's shaped, it looks like a V shape, like it's meant to like click into there a little bit. And if so, that would up its burst resistance, so we won't have to worry about it like bursting like crazy. You know, at least with this gimmick, like having that burst stopper. If it does have a gimmick like that, I can imagine it not having that many teeth. Maybe it's got like the Valkyrie effect where it has only like 2 teeth with it, except it's not a rebound attack, you know. It's just got 2 really blocky, strong teeth. You know, and then it loses 1, and that's where it lines up, and then like, yeah. But that stop, like if that sword is a stopper, that would be really sick because that would up its burst resistance for sure. Because you know it's not gonna have like the crazy stamina with it because having sword, but sword in general adding big time weight to it. The core itself having some metal in it, Xiphoid having some metal in it. If the XN disc is really heavy, having a lot of metal with it, which I can imagine it being up there weight wise, hitting like a truck for sure. So not even having the craziest stamina with it, it can still hit like an absolute monster truck. And I feel like it'll probably perform better than like Buster did when it came to like its stamina, because Buster got thrown off balance with it. Dynamite Battle in general being more balanced, so maybe Xiphoid still being off balance and such, but having much more stamina than like say even Buster had. You know, as long as it has that crazy attack like how Xcalibur normally has, I have nothing to complain about, man. I'm just excited we're getting another Xcalibur. But yeah, if that part of the core does come out like the sword does and it lines up and that's kind of like a burst stopper, that would be sick, man. Then you imagine that with other you know, I guess bases too, like, you know, like Cyclone, Excalibur probably be more off balance, you know. Probably in general the Excalibur core is gonna be more useful for attack, because if it does stick out like that and having metal, it's probably gonna add more weight on one side. So throw the bay off balance, so probably like Ultimate Excalibur, Savior Excalibur, combos like that. Yeah, but probably interesting to see how it would do with like stamina. Probably not the craziest, but like maybe if you like soft launch it, so like the sword, if the sword does retract out, soft launch it so it doesn't retract out or anything. You know, so more metal weight in the center, you know, could definitely be usable, just depending on like the scenario you want to do for it. But yeah, regardless, I am really, really hyped for this Bay, man. Just seeing another Excalibur, I'm like, hell yeah, that's one of the ones I really, really wanted to see. My honest list that's left, you know, I'd really want to see Zeus. I really want to see, like, the ones I really want to see the most are like Zeus and Hades. I know they're not like confirmed or anything, but it'll be amazing to see like Zeus and Hades, especially Zeus, because we haven't seen Zeus since season 1. And the whole like metal ball gimmick and such with the stamina under like the BU or DB format would be really wild, dude. Imagine there's like, we're gonna put like 16 metal balls in it. They managed to find a way to do that. So it has some crazy stamina with it. That would be really awesome, man. But yeah, as far as I know, the rumored ones after like Achilles, I'm pretty sure that's like basically confirmed. Like they can't skip over Achilles. Helios and Hyperion as well, because I at least see the protagonists all getting like DB or like BU versions of their bays. Under DB format. I guess Air Knight's like a rumored one, or like Knight Evolution, which that's a wild one, man. And also Lucifer being rumored as well. But I'd say like Hades and Zeus would be the ones I'd especially really want to see get you know, to get BU versions. But yeah, it'll be a wild one if they did like Apocalypse or Genesis, because like the Mugen Lock system, I can imagine them doing the greatest Raphael thing. It's all one piece, because there ain't no way in hell they're making like a Apocalypse or Genesis core that's like Mugen Lock. That'll be broken. That thing will be banned AF, man, for sure. You see how strong the Valkyrie core is. Imagine a core that has the Mugen Lock system. So if they did do those, like, I can imagine it being where it's all one piece, like one piece for Apocalypse or Genesis or something. I don't know if we'll get them, you know, but yeah, just saying some ideas for probably like future releases for the rest of the year. That'll be awesome to see. But yeah, I can imagine Lucifer, because like the whole metal, well, the whole bearing drift thing, you know, like they promoted it. It's like a drift driver, but it's got bearings in it and such. I can imagine just the new Lucifer. That's much more balanced and crazy for like same spin defense, you know, because against the opposite spin it's gonna be a monster, but same spin, you know, probably be in the way of taking it down. But regardless, man, I'm really hyped for this Excalibur. I hope it hits like a truck. I hope it has some heavy weight with it. It's got to have some heavy weight, because it's not going to have like that much stamina with it. So I can imagine them giving like a ton of weight to this thing and it just hitting like an absolute truck, man. But yeah, and flies, dang it. But yeah, guys, anyways, I guess that's everything to talk about for this discussion video. Xiphoid Excalibur, really, really excited about it, man. It's gonna be awesome. like sword dash with it, finally getting that. One of the parts I really wanted to see. The XN disc, hopefully having some major weight with it, probably being off balance, because that's just the overall gimmick for Excalibur. They focus on the off balance, like off centeredness, crazy attack, sword power metal of Excalibur, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, like all new parts with this pretty much. I don't think there's a single part that's been really reused. Like, yeah, Xiphoid's new, Excalibur's new, the XN disc is new, sword dash, we've seen sword before, but still having a dash version for that. That's one of the ones I really wanted to see a dash for, so I'm really hyped about that. And one, like the new armor, all of that being new, coming with completely new parts. So that's really, really sick to see, man. But yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really excited for it. I just love the crazy intense vibes of Xhaka or Jan, and now having like Xiphoid being a thing. You already know, could pay homage for sure, and I'm really excited about that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this discussion video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. It's coming, man. The crazy, powerful, heavy metal sword is returning, and I can't wait to see it, man. Excalibur is going to be a beast for sure. But yeah, guys, anyways, till next time, it's your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and cool. Shoot. I'm up out of here.